Hey folks, welcome to round 4. Looks like we get to be in the play. Yeah, this is a keep. Nothing interesting, but having a turn 1 Thoughtseize, some protection, and a ponder to find action seems good enough for me. Opponent kept 7. I think I want to start on a basic here. I have 2 black spells, and I don't know what my opponent is on yet, so I don't really need green until turn 3. So let's see, these stifle over. So the stifle is kind of annoying, but they have 2, and I expect them to not to keep it up for too long. I think here it's between. I think it's just going to be days. I'm going to be tight on mana this game probably. And I have some answers. It's between Days and Hooting Mandrills, I think. I have to try and play around the stifles, but I'm going to go for Days here. If they pass with mana open, I'm just going to pass with the Delta open and go from there. Okay, so they just run out the Delver then, because they know that I know about their stifles. Play a land around Days. You know they're unlikely to have it. Get a basic here, basic island, and I think ponder. I can let that live for a turn. This is interesting. They have to double Days, so this doesn't really get green. But they are still likely that they have to tap out at some point. In which case I would really like the Misty Rainforest. I have green from Astrolabe currently. The problem is, like, if they keep up mana, I basically have to fetch into it if I keep these 3, else I'm drawing 3 lands and that's just too much. But I think I like making a couple of land drops here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I put it back like this. I think that's close. I don't want 3 lands, so if they don't find another land and just start keeping up mana, it's bad for me. They found a Brainstorm. And they keep up mana. So here I think I'm going to play the Misty Rainforest, so I can fetch if they decide to play the Brainstorm. And on their upkeep I'm going to kill the Insectoid Aberration, I think. If they brainstorm end of turn, I'm going to brainstorm in response and probably also push at the end of the turn. I mean, this is going to draw at least 1 card I don't really need, but I think it's fine to get it up there and use the shuffle while I can. Most likely getting rid of Force of Negation and the land that's on top. So here I'll let them resolve their Brainstorm first. And then I'm going to Brainstorm myself. Just not to give them the information. I don't think I want the second fetch land, because they're on double stifle, though they might put 1 back, shuffle 1 away, but I think I'm gonna get rid of either one of the forces or both lands. I think it's fine to get rid of the lands here. Just get another basic, just in case something happens to my Astrolabe, and to turn on the Ice Fangs more securely. And just push the Delver here, since I don't really want to take the other 3 damage. So they found the second land. I'm probably playing a Tarmogoyf here. I might just force a will that. I have Days mana open as it stands, and I'm fine with them forcing back here, I think. Like, it would be nice to keep that for an Oko. So I did put myself in a bit of an awkward spot here, since now I can't Shardless into a removal spell. So my push is already gone. I have 2 Abrupt Decays, which would be bad hits, but I think it's just worth going here for it anyway. That's great. Of course, not as great as Doubled or something, but still a good card to have. Especially because if I wait, they also get keep Stifle up versus my Shardless, and yeah, since they can play like a threat for 1 mana if they need to. Alright. So now the question becomes, do they play the Hooting Mandrills or keep up Stifle for Shardless Agent? Yeah, they play the Mandrills. Now I have to hope that my Shardless Agent is good. Yeah, I think I can try setting it up with the Ponder here. I don't think Astrolabe is what I want to find. I think I like playing it around days more than trying to set something up with Brainstorm, especially if I find bad cards and lock myself out. And do it like this, cascade into another Ice Fang, that's pretty good here. And have another Force of Will up. I'm just gonna pass. At this point, I know I'm gonna take some damage from Hooting Mandrills. If I block it with the Ice Fang Codal, they're probably best off attacking with this. And if I block here and bolt this after blocks, else I get the option to double block with Shardless Agents. Maybe I should just do that anyway. Double block here with Shardless Agent. Okay, they start on the bolt. It's fine. I still have this. I can still trade off the board. So if they play something here, yeah, at this point I think I want to protect the Ice Fang Codal, because these trade for that, but this is basically forcing a Tarmogoyf, which I think is good here, even though it's not ideal, of course, but yes, that one gets in. I think they should have attacked earlier then, if they want to do that. Since I can't really trade off my Ice Fang Codal for it anyway, since then I don't have answers to the Tarmogoyf anymore. So if they're gonna allow me to do this, they could have done it with a bolt up. And it's of course a great draw. Okay, that's good. I had the option of trying to target this or making a food. Since it was a 5/6, I was probably gonna make a food. Since even if they removed my Ice Fang Codal, it would still survive the first attack. So against Rock Delver, I like the Pyroblast, I like Abrupt Decay. I think Relic is good enough because it hits Tarmogoyf and potential Clotis. I like Carpet of Flowers. I think I like an additional Sweeper, though Dead of Winter isn't too good versus them, because both Tarmogoyf and an early Hooting Mandrills can be too big. I don't want Flusterstorm. I could consider Blue Elemental Blast and Leovold. So now the question is, well, what do I want to do versus them? How do I want to attack this? I don't think their single cards are impactful enough to have Thoughtseize in my deck. It's very nice if I get information like this game that they have double Stifle, but now I already know that they have Stifle, so I should try and play around that. Trophies are good. Don't think I like the Force Vindications, and I like to trim on my Force of Wills. So I definitely want to take out D6, I think, but then I'm still at 61. I think I like going like this, and then it's Dead of Winter versus Blasts and Leovold. We didn't see Arcanus, but I have to assume that they have it. And they're gonna have their own Red Blast, so I think I like to do Elemental Blast, and then it's a value card versus the Sweeper. So how much removal do I already have now? Let's say that the Blasts also count as some sort of removal. And then I have 9 pieces. That's not a tremendous amount. Yeah, I think despite lethal trading for a Pyroblast, it's probably good to have it in my deck over a Dead of Winter. I just don't want to be stuck with 2 Dead of Winters if they have a draw where it isn't good. I like Sylvan Library in general, but I think all the other options I have here are better versus them. So they're also going to slow down post-board, which usually makes Library a lot better. But I don't have that many ways to contain the board, so yeah, don't want to risk taking too much damage. As before, I have a lot of blasts in my deck now, so just randomly casting Shardless Agent got a lot worse. Definitely gonna keep this. Hope I can turn 1 a fetch around their Stifles. If they just pass, I'm probably gonna pass with a fetch open. So they Delver here. I'm most likely just gonna fetch a Forest on turn 1. Let's see. No, it might be fine now to just play the island, so I get the option of blasting, using my mana to blast Arcanist. That does mean I could just fetch here, so I have 3 lands for sure. Yeah, okay. I think the blast changes my line here. I would have happily just went fetch a Forest pass if I didn't have the blast. But I do want to use my mana. So if they have the Arcanist, it's just very good for me to have this, I think. I could slow down and just do this turn 2 around the days. Okay, so we know they have 1 non-spell card drawn. There's their Sylvan Library, that's going to be an issue, but I can't do anything about it right now. They're going to get in for 1. Ooh, Abrupt Decay. Because the line I took, I can't decay the library on turn 2, which is a problem since the first library activation is usually the most valuable. This means I'm gonna get this around their Stifle and yeah, I'm just gonna do this. If they daze now, they don't have 3 mana on their turn. If I try to ambush their attacker, then they get 3 mana and could cast the Oko before they attack. So this sort of softly plays around daze by playing it now. If they're not paying mana with Sylvan Library, then I'm very happy. Paying life, but they're probably gonna pay like at least 4, maybe just be aggressive and pay 8. And that means they can bury me in card advantage still, since that means I probably still have to answer Sylvan Library at 11, but that will make it close. So now they draw. Let's see what they do with their library. If they don't draw additional cards, yeah, okay, they did. If they didn't, then I'm 100% Abrupt Decaying it next turn. Now I get some more leeway whether I want to use my Abrupt Decay for that or for something else. I hope them having Arcanist is probably the best for me, since then I get to Blue Blast it and then decay this. Lightning Bolt is fine. So they're at 10, they basically get like 1, maybe 2 more cards of the library. And of course the Scry effect every turn. So I still want to try and get basics here. The question is, do I try to Shardless or Euro into a daze? If I would do that, I'd rather use Euro. But I could also just decay the library anyway. Just try and go for a longer game. So I surely get in the swamp here. And even though they already got their 2 cards of it, I still have to decay it here, I think. I just have no pressure on them. And even if they don't draw additional cards of it, just them having the brainstorm every turn basically, and it's still good for them. The non-card advantage brainstorm, which is basically what a brainstorm is. But let's see, are they flipping it this turn? It could be that they have a stifle on top since they're thinking this long. They might be considering not showing me the stifle. Oh, they didn't put it on the stack yet. Okay. So Red Elemental Blast, that's something I can now know that I can use my Blue Elemental Blast for. Oko is definitely an issue. This was basically the problem with using Abrupt Decay last turn. Now I have nothing for other more immediate threats. I'm gonna fetch here and I have to try and get something going, so I have to Shardless here. Hope I get Abrupt Decay, or in this case it's a trophy. I'm just gonna hit the Oko. They probably don't have a basic in their deck. I'm gonna probably have to rely heavily on Euro gaining me life to get through the Delver. And hope that the 5 cards in their hand aren't too powerful. Second Delver, that could definitely be an issue in this game state. I'm going to take another 3 down to 9. Astrolabe. 4, if I resolve this, I go up to 6 mana. That means I get to Euro and Shardless Agent this turn, but do run into a Daze, which I've been playing around for a bit. I do like getting more lands on the battlefield, but let me think. So they can counter the Shardless Agents, but that wouldn't be an issue, but they could also counter the Euro, like maybe not the first time, but on the second. That would get me 3 life on the first try. But if they counter this, I can Shardless in the same turn. So if I'm going to Shardless, I'm going to spend my non-basic land on it. So they can't waste land and daze me in response. Stuff like that. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to run out the Carcass and cast Shardless Agent with this. Yeah, that's what I hoped, that we would get a non-blue card. They brainstorm in response, and it's likely to get Forceful Will. They didn't have it, so now Valki takes over the game and they scoop. I don't think they need to scoop here yet. I get a Tybalt, I can kill one of their Delvers or plus it. But if I plus it, I get some cards that I may or may not be able to use. And if they flip a Delver, it gets hits for 6. So okay, I get some cards off of it. But I don't think they're out of the game yet. And if I minus it on their Delver, them flipping the second Delver kills my Tybalt. So I probably would have to plus it, at which point they can attack my life total. Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to plus it here, since if they flip the second Delver, they attack me for 6. I go to 3, and at that point I need to find stuff to get out of their double Delver beatdown. They did brainstorm, so if they know that they're not going to flip the Delver, then maybe it's correct to scoop, but they saw 7 cards. They have C7 cards. It's very unlikely that the Delver isn't able to flip here. We know they have the Red Elemental Blast, so the Delver flips. At that point I can plus Tybalt and get 2 cards, but if I don't hit anything important on my side, since they get to set up their side, they attack me for 6. I go to 3, and at that point, like any lightning bolt or them getting through with the 2 Delvers again, with one of the 2 Delvers again is lethal. So I have to minus on their Delver. They flip the second Delver, kill my Tybalt, and at that point we're 2 Shardless Agents versus their 1 Delver and whatever. like 5 cards they have left. They can still play with. I think they scooped here because they're probably sick of playing against Dibbled or something, but I don't know. I think they had a real shot in this game, and this was an early concession. Anyway, I will see you folks for the next round.